Hi guys, it's me Kuya Jam Jam. I could remember a few days ago, I posted something on this page talking about there was actually a verse that really moved me, uh, and I really wanted to talk about it because it really resonated to me when I was going to work that morning. It was, in a sense, so raw for me, and I really knew that I had to talk about it and share about it with you guys. Well, to share with you, I'm not really a perfect person, and I am not that much of a super um, great parent. I'm not perfect, to be more exact, but there are certain times in my life, and as I do things, wherein God really speaks to me so vividly, and really reminds me of a lot of things, especially in terms of being a father to my daughter. And it's something that I really, really, really believe that should be given so much importance to. As before ministry, before anything else, I believe that it is God who has given me the responsibility, the accountability to take care of my family. And and really not just my family, but to really ensure that and and have that heart for families. And that's something that I really, really want to think about. To share with you, I was actually about a few days ago, I was driving to my office early in the morning. I'm normally 30 minutes before the actual work hours. I'm in the office already. That's why I drive a bit early, despite the fact that I already have an assured parking. So I still drive early, and I was near, if I'm not mistaken, this was near Quirino. I was about to turn left, if I'm not mistaken, to Mabini. Please forgive me for if I'm mixing up some street names. When I saw this child, about 2, 3 years old, crying. He's wearing a shirt, no shorts, no brief, crying, and it was so heartbreaking seeing that child cry. And while seeing that child cry, I saw that small kid trying to stand and move, having difficulty doing it, and mouth opened, crying. I saw a huge tear go down. And it was then that I realized that he was about to, in a sense, crying towards his own mother. And the mother was there, nakasalampak din, holding on to her phone. These people were most likely underprivileged people who are actually living on the streets. And the child was trying to hug her mother, or his mother, I mean, while crying, while the mother, I don't know what's the situation, why is she like that. She just was so much, not really enraged, but mad. But not mad in a sense that the kid did something wrong, but the usual madness. If you get what I mean, just usually masungit in Tagalog, galit. And then what struck me was that there were certain slaps in the face of the child, palo, multiple times, 3 times, and to be honest, I just wanted to go out of my car, tell her, please don't do that to your kid. But it was, of course, I'm a coward. Okay, I'll be honest about that. Um, I, and I was afraid really that there might be a trouble, a concern about it, and I don't know the context of what's happening. But the point is, the child was being hurt physically. I am a guy, a parent who believes in punishing children, in a sense, if that's the right term for it. Or no, sorry, not punishing, more of disciplining. Masyadong brutal ang punishing. I'm a type of guy who believes in disciplining children. As the Bible says, diba, do not withhold the rod to your child. But as also a psychology graduate, I was taught by my professors that yes, that's true. You could spank your children, but if there's something you need to correct, but you need to not use your hands. Always use something such as a rod, a ruler, or something like that to discipline, because hands were never designed to hurt directly, skin to skin, but rather hands are there to care. I could remember my professor teaching us that. And it really resonated to me as I saw that, and it really broke my heart. To be honest, I wanted to go out of the car, tell her, can you please just give me your child? I want to take care of your child because I don't want that thing to happen. I mean, such a great level of compassion in my heart. But as Christine Kane, in the book that I was reading, it wasn't really compassion that had, because as she said in one of her books, is that compassion isn't compassion until you are actually interrupted. It is not real until it inspires action. So literally it inspired me to do action, but I really fell apart in the part, that action part. But of course, there are really rulings. Of course, baka mapaaway ako doon. So they might get mad at me, retaliate over me. But if I did something, because I'm not the parent of the child, that's why I'm a true believer of government services that could actually take care of these people, such as people who could provide good feeding programs, education for the street children. And that's something that I've been really hoping and dreaming that our government could be able to provide to children and people, teaching parents. That's why I was looking for certain bodies that I can partner with, wherein I can volunteer to help less fortunate children, because I had so much compassion over these children, and that's something that I wanted to do. And with that, I was extremely reminded. I was extremely reminded of certain things that that I should be doing in terms of this, in terms of connecting with people. And let me just share with you, during that day also, it was a big shock to me, because that was the biggest resonating thing that had transpired that day. And I believe that was God's message for me, in terms of my faith, in terms of, and of course I saw that thing about that Christine Kane wrote, and it really resonated to me. And that day I was actually reading. I have this daily Bible reading, and this verse came to me. It's actually in Matthew chapter 18, let me read from verse 2. It says here, 18 verse 2 onward, it says here, and calling to him a child, he put him in the midst of them. So tumawag siya ng bata. I mean, referring to Jesus, tumawag siya ng bata at ipinakita niya at nilapit niya sa mga tao, specifically his disciples. And he said, truly, I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Wow, that's brutal. I mean, think like a child, or probably have a childlike, that's what they would say, a childlike faith. That's something very, very important. But here's something deeper as we move on. That's why I said it really resonated to me. Let me just get that out. It says here, unless, you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child, is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. There was actually a talk, who is the greatest in heaven. But here's something really, really struck me. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened to his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. That's really, really shocking, I mean, tumalong ka na lang sa dagat na may pabigat kung hindi ka isang tao na marunong tumanggap sa mga kabataang ito. And I was really reminded of that. when I was seeing that parent slapping the child. Accepting. And a number of times I was thinking, I mean, I had no control over that, but I could do something. That's why I'm really, really desiring to partner with a group that could help me have an impact to children, especially the street children in the streets. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm not the type of person who gives coins or who allows kids to wash my windshield when I'm driving, because I'm not that type of person. But I have that heart to really connect with these people, to share the gospel, to accept children, because children need God. Children need the love of God. And the closest way that they can feel the love of God is for someone to intervene, to be there, to connect at a very personal level, providing shelter, something to eat, and most of all, introducing them to Jesus. It really struck my heart, and I really, really want to do something about it. And for you who's watching this, you may be saying, sinasabi mo yung lolang yan. Wala ka naman kayang gawin. You're just like any other person. You're right. I'm just like every other person. But in my heart right now, I'm just so bereaved, if that's a term. I feel like I can't just stand here, do nothing. And I want to connect with that. And if you're there, you have movements like that, please reach out to Kuya Jam Jam, because I'd like to volunteer. I'd like to help out. In our church, they have such a outreach out there, reaching out to families, children, but more than that, I mean, even orphanages or things like that. I want to go and show that much heart of compassion towards people, because I need to do that, because it's not because I'm a Christian. It's not because I'm this or that. I wanted to create an image for Kuya Jam Jam, but because I believe that people need love. Children need that love. And the world that we live in is filled with people who have lost hope. And it all started at a very young age. And that's what I'm praying for, that I would become a person that God could use to bring that hope into people's lives. That day, I was just so struck seeing that scene on the street as I was driving, where I was unable to do anything. And at the same time, as I sat down, God told me, you have to do something. And then the following day, I get to read from a book talking about compassion, that I should not be a person who settles because I'm happy because I'm a Christian, that denotes action. And not because I'm a Christian, but because I genuinely love God, love Christ, that I have to do something. I'm not just putting such big weight in my heart in my situation, but rather it's the heart to connect with people in a genuine sense. That has been the heart of discipleship that I've been thinking about and believing for quite some time. It's not about the number of people that you disciple, because discipleship is relationship. So rather than thinking about having lots of disciples, or in a sense reaching out very many people, but the question is, are those people that I'm discipling and sharing the gospel to have such a level of quality of relationship with Christ, who hunger for the love of Christ? And at the same time, not because I'm a Christian, but because of the life change that Christ has brought into my life, what am I doing in the community? What am I doing to help people who are less fortunate? Am I really being a compassionate person? Or am I just simply sympathizing? I pray that I have that such compassion and be able to do something and to have an impact in the lives of people. Not just my family, but the people who need it. The people who need the love of Christ. I mean, this is such a serious tone for me, but this really struck my heart, and I really, really wanted to share with you guys. If you're out there, you're watching this, and if you could help me find a way to do this, please let me know. May it be financial, or may it be volunteering. Of course, volunteering is a good option. It's a better option because I'm not that. Money's been a struggle lately, but that does not limit me in connecting with people, helping people. I found this website. I think it's like I Volunteer. I think where I can donate and have schedules for volunteering, and I'm gonna do that not because it's in a Christian sense, but because that's something that people need: hope, love, compassion that is actually in action. Pray for me as I wrestle with this, as I deal with this, as I aspire to do this. And I hope a number of you are inspired by this as well and come to action and have that genuine compassion, which requires action. And if you're already doing that, thank you. And I'm praying that God would bless that ministry more. And if you can help me, I want to do that too. I want to become that type of person too. A genuine type of faith, a genuine desire to impact the lives of people, not because of my title as a Christian, but because of the overwhelming, genuine, and amazing love of Christ that I have experienced throughout the years. Help me. I want my compassion to have action. Thank you for watching this. Once again, I'm Kuya Jam Jam. Let's have compassion and let's act. Thank you so much for watching. Again, Kuya Jam Jam, Kuyang Naniniwala. Watch us Sabado Before Dark. Watch me here on this page as I post a number of stuff. And also this YouTube channel as well. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.